Florida based on land size. It encompasses 103 square miles and has 66,000 residents. Amazing when you look back at where it was in 1950. ABC 7's Linda Carson has more tonight in our continuing series, Our Town.
The Mackle brothers arrived in what is now Northport in the early 1950s.
At the time, Southwest Florida was nothing but swampland. Everything was pretty wet. It was all pretty wetland-ish, and everything was underwater. And they came here and they actually saw all of this land and said, wow, we see opportunity.
They decided to build a city, so they created the General Development Corporation.
They dredged about 80 miles of freshwater canals, drained all that water. They paved about 800 miles of local roads, and then subdivided all of the property into little quarter-acre lots.
About 75,000 quarter-acre lots. First, it was called Northport Charlotte. Then, in 1959, Northport incorporated as a city, and the General Development Corporation went up north and sold Northport lots for $10 down and $10 a month.
My parents called us up and said that they went to a meeting for general development, and they had bought a lot in Florida, and we told them, okay, you bought a swamp, you got taken, you know, ha, ha, ha.
Then Jean and her husband Ed attended one of those presentations.
Saw the palm trees, you know, saw the sunny skies and everything else, and we said, well, you know what, for an investment, maybe it's, you know, maybe it's what we should do. So we signed up for a lot.
When they arrived in 1972, there were only 1,200 residents.
Here we were in the middle of the wilderness, you know, and it was very, very interesting. The average age was over 65.
Most lured here by promises of a retirement village. But the Morgans' biggest shock, there were no schools. The first elementary school didn't open until 1983.
Now we have 5 elementary schools, we have 2 middle schools, a huge high school, a charter school.
Those schools serve 10,000 children. The median age in Northport is now 41. The City Hall complex was built in 2006, a far cry from the first town hall.
We had one storefront. Half of it was the commission. The other side of it was police department, fire department, and ambulance. And actually, they had a chair there that they had a tape around, and this is where you put the bad guys until you transported them. You locked them up to Venice.
Then the population exploded from 22,000 residents in the year 2000 to 56,000 in 2010 to 62,000 today. And today, Northport is a very family-oriented community with lots of recreation opportunities and facilities. This book is a history of Northport. It's called Out of the Wilderness. It covers the last 56 years since Northport became a city. And everybody we've talked to in this area say you couldn't find a better place to call home. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Linda. Meanwhile, many residents in Northport would like to know the future of Sable Trace Golf Course.